This deck has been flying under the radar for the past few weeks, but thanks to Reddit user and streamer Dekkster taking it to rank 12 legend, it has absolutely exploded in popularity. So you'd best believe that if you're not playing it, you'll sure as Shavala be playing against it. Here's the list, deck code in the down below box. It has a few different names. HS Replay simply calls it Combo Priest, which doesn't really help considering there are at least 3 popular and very distinct combo builds for Priest right now. Taunt Priest is also a common name, but Dekkster calls it Wall Priest, and that's ripe for some easy political humor, so let's go for that name. The combo itself is the same thing Priest has been doing since beta. Stick a high health minion on the board, then buff it up with Divine Spirits and an Inner Fire to OTK your opponent. The reason this list is special is because it has a number of great ways to make sure that one of those minions sticks around for a turn so that you can attack with it. Mosh'Ogg is the first MVP of the deck. He can pull Northshire Cleric, Tar Creepers, Mosh'Ogg Enforcers, Witchwood Grizzlies and even Ziliacs, ensuring that he'll almost always pull at least 2 high health minions onto the board. And if your opponent can't deal with all of them, then you're ready to smash them in the face and make them feel disgraced. But even if they can deal with your newly erected wall, no worries because you can rebuild it. Wall Priest borrows the Resurrect package from Cloning Priest, giving you the ability to resummon your taunts at full HP. Between 2 copies of both Eternal Servitude and Diamond Spellstone, that's a lot of taunt minions that your opponents need to kill, otherwise they're dead. Rounding out the list, we have the Lich King. He's a perfect fit for this deck. Pretty high HP, likes being resummoned, has taunt, and if he connects with your opponent, that's a lot less damage that you need to do with your combo in order to win the game. Plus, unlike the Clone Priest deck, Wall Priest can take advantage of almost all of the Death Knight cards, especially Army of the Damned and Anti-Magic Shell, which usually only serve to clog up your hand in other Priest decks, but here they really shine, making more walls and reinforcing them. Quick note though, remember that Anti-Magic Shell will stop you from comboing off, so keep that in mind before you blow yourself out. Aside from combo pieces, the other cards in the deck are a little draw package with Northshire Cleric and Divine Hymn, a Mass Dispel to remove your opponent's taunts just as you're about to combo off, and a Shadow Madness. It's certainly a lot more expensive than Potion of Madness used to be, but the purpose is still the same. Steal your opponent's minions either just to get them out of the way or buff them up and swing for surprise lethals. It's especially good in the mirror, as I found out when playing a Mosh'Ogg Enforcer on an empty board. Whoops. Let's talk mulligans and general strategy. Against linear aggro decks like Odd Paladin, you may as well forget that your combo exists. You're much more likely to win by controlling the board, protecting your life total, and running your opponent out of resources. Your combo pieces should instead serve to buff your board, though obviously if you can set up a lethal you should go for it, ending the game is a good way to stop incoming aggression after all. Mulligan for early game cards that can help you control the board. Tar Creeper, Northshire Cleric, Power Word Shield, and Mass Hysteria. Witchwood Grizzly will usually come down with a pretty high health total, and Ziliacs is really good too, so I'd probably keep those in the opener just so long as you have something else to do before turn 5. Dekkster also recommends, and I fully agree, keeping Grizzly with Eternal Servitude if you've got the coin, because turn 4 Grizzly into turn 5 Resin Grizzly is so backbreaking against these decks that it can practically win the game on the spot. However, some aggressive decks, Hunter, can have some late game strategies, so you will need to tread the fine line between staying alive and setting up your combo, because if you give them too much time, they will manage to kill you. Against other combo decks, you're looking to play the beatdown role. You can't heal yourself back up very well and you don't have very much non-minion interaction, so you just need to get minions on the board, chip damage in wherever possible, and try to combo off before they can. Mulligan for any of your combo spells, Northshire Cleric to draw faster, and anything that will help you to combo off faster like Grizzlies or Master Orcart. Depending on the matchup, Psychic Scream can be really good too. Against Clone Priest, it'll stop their minions from ending up in the res pool, and it completely destroys cube decks. And against Mechathune decks, it can put more cards in their library, giving you more time to combo off before they just kill you. Against pure control decks like Odd Warrior, you're looking to gather as many combo pieces as possible. Play your taunts when you can and chip in for damage if possible, and once you're ready to combo off, start building your walls with Orcart and rezzing them back. Eventually, a minion should stick as your opponent runs out of answers and you can combo off and kill them. Against Odd Warrior in particular, you might need an extra copy of Divine Spirit from Shadow Visions because they can gain so much armor, so I'd recommend mulliganing for the Visions as well as Master Orcart and Northshire Cleric. Here's a couple of little things I've noticed while playing this deck. Firstly, Diamond Spellstone is a little awkward. I've just come off of playing a ton of Clone Combo Priest for a different video, and in that deck you're always looking to max out your Spellstones, which is relatively easy. In this deck, many of your spells are key combo pieces which you're presumably saving for the minions that the Spellstone will revive. To avoid clunkiness, I'd recommend trying to change your mindset a little bit. As long as you mostly have strong taunts in your res pool, for example, you haven't been hexed, polymorphed, or had Leroy Jenkins played against you, then even lesser Diamond Spellstone is pretty good. Even just getting a Tar Creeper and a Witchwood Grizzly can be enough to combo. I'd try aiming to upgrade your Spellstones once, but don't try too hard to get them to greater status, otherwise you're going to be spending too long dilly-dallying and not enough time hitting your opponent in the face. And on that note, hitting your opponent in the face is really good. This deck does not have access to ludicrous amounts of damage like other combo decks do. Oftentimes you'll be buffing your minions into the teens or 20s, so chip damage really does help close out games. This deck's biggest weakness is mid-range decks that can stick strong minions early and just keep backing them up. Mid-range Hunter and Miracle Rogue are probably the biggest counters to this currently in the meta, so if you've seen a lot of this deck on the ladder, then those are probably what I'd recommend. But currently the deck seems pretty well positioned, especially lower down the ladder where there's more linear aggro deck, and the build could even be experimented on. Older versions of the deck used Lyra, which could help with that Spellstone problem, and just give some very interesting lines. Dekkster made a good argument for running a split of Topsy, Turvy, and Innerfire. I'll also link to his write-up in the description box, but maybe he's wrong on that decision, who knows. But let me know what you think about this deck. Have you had success with it? Think a different build might be better? Please let me know in the comment section below. If you want to see some more of this deck in action, the description box will have a link to Dekkster's climb to rank 12 legend, or you can check out my stream VOD of me playing the deck for a few hours before I made this video. If you've enjoyed this video, please do leave a like and a comment, share this video with anyone or anywhere that you might think benefit from it, and subscribe if you're interested in seeing more. All of these things help me out so much, and I appreciate every single one of my viewers and subscribers, and the more of you that there are, the more I can justify dedicating the time and effort into making these videos. But for now, that's all from me. I look forward to seeing you next time.